At this point, I think you've all gotten a hang of how these videos go, so we're jumping straight into it. Today I'm taking you along on the first part of bringing Mira from Kpop Demon Hunters to life. In the very next video, I'll be taking all these pieces and making the full-size doll, so make sure you stay tuned for that. As you can already see, I'm starting to work on the most important part of this project, which is the face. I really wanted her to look like she walked straight out of the movie, so this part again was extremely important. I'm heavily modifying one of my old head base files so I don't have to start completely from zero. My dolls and characters tend to have more of a realistic facial structure, so this was something I definitely had to get used to. I had to basically get rid of all of those details I put into the original face. At this point, I'm pretty happy with the eyes, nose, and mouth, but the actual face shape I felt was a bit off, especially from the side view. So I played around with that for a while, smoothing it as much as I could.
Helpless, defeated, holding on to something I've needed. I'm looking for a reason, finding out you're wanting a demon. Helpless, defeated.
When I think of Mira, this expression is the first to come to my mind, so to give this doll as much of her personality as possible, I'm giving her a slanted smile, which will make more sense when I get to painting on the eyebrows in the next episode. I'm not going to give her my typical 3D lashes like my other dolls because they just won't fit the style of the movie. So I'm giving her sculpted on lashes instead. I know it looks really weird now, but I promise I'll make this look good later. You might have noticed that she's missing her ears, so it's about time we give her some now. Once I smooth those ears onto the head, this is how she's looking. And then I can slice everything and send it over to my resin printer. Now we can move on to the hands. Now you may be thinking, why can't I just use my usual hand base? Well, two reasons. One, the hand file I've been using so far just kind of sucks. And two, I want at least one of her hands to be able to hold the staff in a somewhat convincing way, and right now what I got is just not going to cut it. So after sculpting the glove itself, I use a bone armature to pose the fingers into the position I want. I'll go into a bit more detail of how this works in a future video, but for now, all you need to know is that it worked.
I know
it's bad, but I can't help myself. When I feel sad, I escape from my sense. Lately music's been my reminiscence. That's when I listen. I know it's bad that I can't help myself. When I get mad, I set fire to the hell. The only way to keep it at a distance, that's when I listen. Music is the reason why I stay. A cheering melody will fix a melancholic heart. The music is the reason. The music is the reason why I stay.
Now we can move on to the staff, which was surprisingly super easy. I pulled up a reference shot and sculpted on top of it, mainly using a cylinder as a base shape to work with. Okay, so I know I could have just sculpted this part all in one piece, but because I wasn't sure how I was going to separate these pieces to print them, I figured it would just save me some frustration later to sculpt it like this.
That's when I need tunes to keep on living, like someone's listening. I see the signs when I seek for the lights. I know it's bad when I forget myself. Lately music's been my self-reminder, my self-reminder. Music is the reason why I stay.
The blade part was actually pretty easy too. I just started off with a singular plane and formed it to the shape I needed. I extrude all those faces so that it's an actual object I can work with, and then bevel some of those edges to make the sharp side of the blade. Once I remesh it enough, I can use the masking tool to draw in those carved designs. This was my favorite part. And that's the blade done. Depending on when you're watching this, you can go ahead and watch the video here to see me bring this project to the next level. If the spot is blank or there's a different video there, make sure you keep an eye on the community tab to see the exact time the video will drop. Thanks for watching, stay sweet, and I'll see you there.
I'm looking for